Hey everyone, Pyson here. I'm finally sitting down here to analyze the Pikmin 4 trailer they showed during the June Direct, if you haven't seen my thoughts on the June Direct, you can go ahead and watch that. I have very favorable things to say about it. But anyway, that's not about the Direct. This is about the Pikmin 4 trailer, as there are quite a lot of stuff to dig into. They showed quite a lot of details here, and some that I've been hoping they would answer for me. So like, subscribe if you like this sort of thing, and if you want to see more, I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the trailer starts as usual, the ship flying towards PNF 404, and then showing our usual avatar. Now I wanted to quickly highlight these guys because it seems like I saw a lot of discourse online saying that they looked kinda with the new coloring. I think they look fine. I'm actually glad that they have like a little baby version of him though, the crab. Very cute. OMG, and these guys, you guys have no idea how happy I am to have these guys back. They're actually some of my favorite quote enemies in the whole series. I just really love them, and they're fuzzy now, which is so cute. Seems like there's a new type of fish enemy here, which is neat. And here we have one of the sections inside a home, and it shows quite a bit. So there's a new type of blowhog enemy that has a pretty long nose. Very curious about that. There's a Dweevil enemy in the background there, and it looks like it's an ice type. Very cool to have the Dweevils back. That is the biggest sure sign that these house sections are going to be caves, because Dweevils, at least since they're only from 2, but in 2, Dweevils have only been inside caves. So that should tell you that any house section that you're going to see is going to be inside caves, which I think is actually for the better. Then the next section, it's going to show a couple things we haven't already seen before, Pikmin and Ochi. Then they're going to show the supposed leader of the rescue corps there, where you find him. Then it's going to explain that you need to repair the ship, because of course you need to repair a ship, it's always the usual. Then one of the more interesting things about the trailer is Ochi here showing one of his abilities, and it shows like I guess he's like following a scent or a track, and it actually labels that track for you. I'm a bit shaky on that, as I've never really been that big a fan of that kind of stuff, but I need to see more to make sure. Now here's when we actually see the HUD. So this is the HUD in Pikmin 4. In the top left you have the day dial, which, yeah, it seems more like an actual dial instead of like a kind of like a meter that runs across the screen. So it's interesting change. Then you have the health bars, which aren't really circle bars anymore, which I kind of am gonna miss the circle health bars. Some of the enemies seem to have them, so it's a bit of an odd choice. Then on the bottom right, it shows how many Pikmin you currently have out and how many you have to your attention at the moment. So that's pretty typical there. This new location also looks very pretty. The sakura trees, the playground in the background, the giant tires, really like it. Now this is one of the more interesting things in the trailer as well. So it shows Ochi contributing 3 carry to this stopwatch, which was also in the very first teaser trailer, but they also showed him do like a carry 10 for a different object. So I think that actually means he's not a replacement for purple Pikmin, but instead only contributes the total amount needed to carry an item, which is actually pretty nice. Now I also have some things to say here. There's another home section, and it's like a kitchen area. Shows to the left that reddish orb seems to be like a new enemy. There seems to be a couple treasures laying around. So yeah, this seems like it's gonna be really fun to explore the inside of houses, I gotta tell you. Then there's this desert-like area with water that shows a toady Bloister in the left and a cave entrance in the right. This place gives me vibes of like the Forest Naval-ish place in the Pikmin 3 challenge level, if you guys remember that. Here it shows 2 things. Ochi helping out beating the enemy, which is pretty cool, and actually taking damage, and there's like a pumpkin treasure in the background. Then one of my favorite parts of the trailer says Game Boy Advance SP treasure they get, which is supposed to apparently improve your capabilities of your ship to further explore areas you couldn't before, similar to like 1 with the ship parts. Very cool. I'll have some points to say on that later. Here we have a better look at that desert-like area. We have some golden nuggets in the bottom left. The the clam enemy from 1 returns, and you see it there. It looks like a very nice locale. I actually really want to explore it. Man, and I really want to get on that elephant slide. So here we have yet another interior home cave, and what I wanted to quickly point out is that yeah, there's like a lot of collectibles and everything. Looks very fun to traverse, but the cannon beetle is back from 1, the armored cannon beetle. Honestly, one of my favorite enemies ever. So glad that my boy's back. And here they actually show the character jumping into the cave area, which is supposed to be like some kind of pipe. So yeah, finally we get to the cave area. So this seems like it's gonna be like a variant of using 3 obstacles and objects with like elements of 2 caves, which I think is fine. I want to know more about all of these caves. It looks super cool, more treasures to collect, more enemies to fight. Looks like such a great time. And then of course you're gonna get more castaways, which Ochi's gonna help you find. I cannot wait. And here's yet another super interesting aspect of the trailer. You do see like the blue onion in the back there, but so you see this very suspiciously familiar character with a Pikmin leaf with like Olimar's clothes, and then you have like a similar dog looking Ochi with also a Pikmin leaf, and they get one of the castaways. So this suspicious character then challenges you to a Dandori battle, which if you don't remember that's the term that Miyamoto brought up during the very first teaser, saying that oh, we're gonna have like a new way of play, and it seems like this is it. Seems like you're gonna be partaking in some kind of bingo battle-esque like thing, showdown with this very mysterious character, and it sounds very cool. You like collect points, and I guess the one who has the most points by the end wins the round. Very interesting. This isn't what I was expecting Dandori battle to be like, but I am more than certainly invested to learn more about this. And then when it comes to this mysterious character, what people have been theorizing is that it takes place after Pikmin 1's bad ending, because if you don't know, spoiler, pretty much Olimar fails to collect the ship parts and crash lands back and becomes a Pikmin, and that's what people are thinking this is all about, which would be so interesting. And then here you have the ability to train Ochi to improve further his abilities, which I'm fine with. That's interesting. Then you have the lab, which you can also improve your abilities, which I would have rather you just be able to find the items like in 2 to upgrade yourself. Whatever. But it is what it is. I guess it makes it more simple that way. And then finally we get to the night section. Yes, so we have those infant Bulborbs that are not able to walk thanks to the aggressiveness increase during nighttime. And then the biggest surprise out of them all, they just show us this brand new Pikmin. Oh my goodness, look at it. I would never have expected they'd have a ghost Pikmin. They're called glow Pikmin. Certainly completely left. Well, you have ice, and that's pretty out there, so I guess I should have expected something like ghost. Very interesting. Honestly, Ghost is already like my favorite out of the 2 Pikmin. I really want to use them. So here we have basically like the home base of the Ghost Pikmin have health bars, and you're supposed to fight enemies to defend the home bases of these Ghost Pikmin, and they do this weird attack where you like put them in a ball together. It's so wild. As you can see, like the nighttime has their own days according to the top left, so that's really cool. That's all I've been wanting out of this game, man. So we're finally gonna get full-fledged night times. It's gonna be so cool, and it seems like these Ghost Pikmin are only going to be, these Glow Pikmin are only gonna be during the nighttime, and they never still explain what those star bits are for. So I really need to know more. It's honestly the most interesting aspect so far out of this whole thing, besides the whole Olimar Pikmin thing. And that was the trailer. The game is less than a month away, and I cannot wait. Now for me to give my final thoughts. Alright, so that was pretty much the trailer, and like I said, quite a lot to unpack. My final thoughts are that there was quite a lot of cool stuff shown off, and it answered a lot of questions. Like it showed a bit more of the premise of the rescuing. It showed the caves a bit more in depth, and showed that the house areas were going to be caves as well. Showed a bunch of returning enemies, a couple of new enemies, several of the locales that you're going to be able to visit, and that it's not a whole like new big open world or anything like that. It's going to be just like the other previous games, they're going to be sectioned off into these separate locations where you're gonna have to upgrade your ship to be able to get to them. I personally prefer it that way anyway. I know some was really wanting that open world maybe in the next game, but it seems like it's just gonna be that kind of more linear structure of going from place location to location and back and forth. So that's that, and we finally got a more detail on the nighttime, which included quite a lot of detail of, it seems like it's gonna be its own separate days, which is what I really wanted. There's a new type of Pikmin that you'll be able to use in there, which is glow Pikmin, and you need to like defend, collect star bits, what they look like star bits, and defend their home bases from enemies, and like do some kind of unique attacks that only glow Pikmin can do. So a lot of wild stuff. What they showed here was so much more substantial than in the February Direct, so I think this trailer was much better, showed us much more stuff, answered a bunch of questions, and made us form. Oh, and also with the whole suspiciously not Olimar dudes, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be. It's so obvious, wearing the same clothes. The whole looks like a red Pikmin. It's very reminiscent of Pikmin 1's certain ending, and that Dandori thing, we've been wondering what that was for the longest time, and there we go. So I'm very glad for this trailer. It showed quite a lot, and I hope we can at least get one or two more trailers to just clarify a couple more things. But besides that, I think I'm pretty much sold. There's gonna be a demo that's gonna release in a couple days, so I can't wait to dig into that. I'll probably make a video on that, what I think of the demo. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My analysis and thoughts on the trailer. I know a bunch of people have already done much more in-depth ones, so mine probably sucks, but I just wanted to put my general thoughts out there. And if you enjoyed yourself, give a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll be sure to keep making more videos that are interesting. See you in the next one. Bye.